Young people join Tang Meiyun Taiwanese opera troupe in Kaohsiung. A family in a remote village in Myanmar launches a right-saving movement to reciprocate Tzu Chi's love. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Margaret Lin. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in Taiwan. The Taiwanese opera performance of the story from Sutra of the Pestilence of Earth Store Bodhisattva has deeply touched the audience in Kaohsiung. Many young people also joined to act as main characters, learning the importance of filial piety.
In the Sutra adaptation, senior actress Xiaomi plays the role of Lady Guangmu. As she cries on stage, she's not just acting, but she's thinking of her deceased mother.
I was really busy back then and did not have time to accompany her. Now that she is gone, I feel remorseful.
For the Sutra adaptation, a total of 6 actresses play the role of the Lady Guangmu and her mother in 3 performances. The actresses playing Lady Guangmu also include Zhang Mingren and Zhen Meiping. Actor Li Wenxun also plays the role of Lady Guangmu's mother. Other actresses who play the role include Wu Mingzhen and Zheng Ziyun, who are very young.
I'm reminded of how I interacted with my mother. She insisted on eating bread. I imitate her expression and attitude in my acting.
She imitates her mother's expression because she's only 26 years old and has not experienced parenthood. The troupe leader Tang Meiyun picks young people to play the main characters because she wants them to understand filial piety.
Most members of the audience learn from watching the performances. I hope they can learn from acting in the performance. I hope these young people can feel touched.
As the actors take the drama to heart, they've also learned a precious lesson. The experience will help them in performing to pass on Dharma teachings.
Among the performers of the auspicious 7th lunar month prayer ceremony was singer Jinda. He was a member of the pop idol group who has focused on songwriting in recent years. This year, he sang a song as the event to express gratitude and filial piety.
Singer Jinda sings out the pain of mother giving birth in the prayer ceremony. While he looks solemn here, he has another identity as a pop idol. He was a member of the pop idol group 2KD5. However, he has been writing songs in recent years. Not only has he composed many songs for a musical adaptation for Tzu Chi, he has also performed on stage. He has participated in producing Tzu Chi songs. Furthermore, this time he has performed in the prayer ceremony. Joining the event has brought calmness to his heart.
It's a unique experience because when singing pop songs, I focus more on the techniques and the tones. However, when singing DaAi songs, the lyrics itself are inspiring enough. Hence, all I need to do is sing it with a sincere heart. The song itself comforts and touches people.
He always misses his mother, who lives in northern Taiwan, after he performs in prayer ceremony.
Even though I am someone who says I love you and hugs and kisses my mother regularly, the prayer ceremony has reminded me to cherish her even more.
He hopes that his mother can be present and watch his performance personally someday so that he can express his gratitude toward her.
After rehearsing for 2 to 3 months, the participants in the blessing ceremony were all filled with gratitude and emotion. After the performance, both the Jins drum team and the Tzu Chi volunteers took part in the process of sharing.
The 7th auspicious lunar month advocates for filial piety. The Jins drum team is the highlight of the blessing ceremonies.
Now, when I'm saying something that is offensive to my parents, I'll give it a second thought. In fact, I know that all parents want the best for their child. Therefore, Dad and Mom, I love you guys. Thank you for everything.
Due to the performance, the parents' feelings were more apparent. At the time of sharing, he finally expressed his inner thoughts.
We as children are growing up and our parents are getting older. However, many times there are still conflicts and bad attitudes on our part. I feel really blessed to be able to be a part of the Sutra adaptation this year. Through the practices, I'm constantly reminding myself filial piety should be stable in a parent-child relationship.
The parents involved with free clinics use modern technology to motivate their children to help others as well. Throughout the volunteering process, both generations learn just how important being filial is.
I realized that we need to put more effort into beyond volunteer and charity work. This is what makes my mother the happiest.
The auspicious filial piety blessing ceremony included a Sutra adaptation performance and many first-person sharings that really touched the audience. Whether it's the active participants or the audience members, the blessing ceremony has successfully conveyed the message that filial piety cannot wait.
The blessing ceremony puts great emphasis on the collaboration between the senior and youth Jins drum team members. Let's see how this interdependent relationship plays out.
The bells and drums are ringing throughout the space. The senior volunteers are all standing in the middle. This is not just respecting their age, but also to let them lead the younger volunteers. Even in rehearsal time, they give it their all. Upon hearing his name being called from inside the venue, Jins directly ran back in. He was worried that he would miss any details because senior volunteers are the role models on the Jins drum team.
When there's pressure, there's both motivation and strength. We all need a bit of a push at times.
Practices are quite strict. However, the senior volunteers do not waver under the pressure. Upon seeing this, it really motivates the younger volunteers to work even harder. This is how the senior volunteers lead the younger generation.
When the young people first come into Tzu Chi, it's crucial to let them feel welcome and to give them the supports that they need. They have a lot of heart. Many times they will ask me, what are we going to do today? So whenever I have some time, I will always accompany them.
For example, the posts on Facebook and the creative flyers they designed, the senior volunteers are only there to make sure the core principles are correct, but they never interfere with the creative details.
Sometimes us young people will come up with many creative and unique ideas. However, it's a hit and miss. It could at times be too out there. So thankfully, the senior volunteers are there to guide us.
With the support of the senior volunteers, the members of the Jins drum team thrive in the performances. Among the drum team member is 23-year-old Li Qingyun, who works at their family-owned coffee shop.
Hi, Bobo.
Hello!
Her life was forever changed when the Jins drum team went to the coffee shop for one of their regular meetings.
One time we brought up the idea of her possibility joining us on the drum team. We didn't really have high hopes that she was going to say yes due to her timid nature. However, she surprised all of us when she agreed to come.
After joining the drum team, both Qingyun's personality and working attitude changed drastically. The family was very touched.
I feel more mature and more independent now. Also, I made a lot of good friends.
In order to participate in the ceremony, Qingyun's life has become a balancing act between work and practice. However, the youthful spirit and drive has widened her life perspective, opening her eyes to more possibilities.
One member of the Jins drum team, Lin Yousheng, once hurt his parents by his wayward behavior. After participating in the Sutra adaptation event, he repented for his past mistakes.
Lin Yousheng, who acts as someone who's influenced by bad friends in the Sutra adaptation performance, is in fact acting out his real life.
I would always sneak out during the middle of the night, but my mother actually knew about it. She watched me from the window and saw me going out with friends. She was very worried about my safety. She did not dare to tell my father about this.
33-year-old Lin Yousheng, who was influenced by his circle of friends, started to smoke and drink. He did not change until he watched a Sutra adaptation performance.
I was deeply moved when I watched the previous Sutra adaptation performance. When the main bell was struck, I felt like I was finally awakened. I realized just how much my parents love me. I really need to repent for my past wrongdoings.
Lin repented to Dharma Master Zheng Yan and his parents about his wayward actions. His family has also witnessed his change.
There's more I can share with my older brother now. I have more to say to him. Now that he has joined Tzu Chi, we are all very happy for him.
Staying away from his previous circle of friends and joining Tzu Chi volunteers training, Lin Yousen has started a new chapter in his life. He's also seizing every moment to do good deeds and practice filial piety.
"200 volunteers presented interpretations of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents in the Tzu Chi Songshan Liaison office in Taipei. Among the onstage volunteers, 5 of them were former inmates. Through the performances, they have repented their past wrongdoings.
The mother's heart is in shock when the son goes afar. The scene reminds many of their regrets in life.
Last year, I was released from the prison after being a prisoner for 15 years. My mother told me she's willing to give me another chance when she visited me, and she wants me to start a new life. However, when I'm out, my mother already passed away.
No matter how hard he screams, his mother can no longer hear him in real life. Peng Wen-sung's heart is filled with regret.
I've almost forgotten how to say the word mother because I haven't spoken that word for nearly 20 years. I've made my mother ashamed when she was alive. Master Zheng Yan teaches us to show filial piety and do good deeds, but I have already missed my chance.
Under the guidance of Tzu Chi volunteers Chen Yueliang, who is also a former inmate, Peng is now determined to do good deeds to express his love to his mother.
We asked them to start by being recycling volunteers in hopes that they can feel the great love of Tzu Chi. And one by one, we hope they can make changes to their lives.
Volunteers interpret filial piety through their performance on the stage, hoping to motivate audiences to seize the chance to show love to their parents.
Most of the households in the remote village of Myanmar rely on rubber harvesting to earn a meager income. One of the families has received medical help from Tzu Chi since last year. To pay this love forward, they decided to promote a rice-saving movement in their community. Not afraid of the bumpy roads, Tzu Chi volunteers have come to care for Meiyun's 5-year-old daughter. She suffers from a heart valve condition, so the volunteers have taken her several times to seek medical attention in Yangon. In addition, they also subsidize this family for both medical and transportation expenses.
Due to the help that my daughter received, I started to call upon the residents in the rubber plantation to save a handful of rice every day.
Life in the rubber plantation is simple. The residents rely on rubber harvesting to earn a meager income. This is no exception for Meiyun and her husband. In order to thank the volunteers' medical assistance, they started to promote the rice-saving movement within the community.
I am grateful that I have been invited to join the rice-saving movement. I always feel joyful to do good deeds.
Being able to help people, I feel very happy. When employees like us do good deeds, we'll also feel very cheerful if the manager also joins in the efforts.
There are a total of 42 households of the rubber plantation that work together to do good deeds. They are able to save rice to help the impoverished population. In Alhambra, Los Angeles, Tzu Chi volunteers launched a large-scale distribution right before the start of the school year. Other than providing enough food for impoverished families, volunteers also prepare school supplies for the children.
The bundled goods are carefully packed for the upcoming school days. The volunteers stepped up their work and successfully distributed the items to the children of many impoverished families. When the new backpack was worn, there was a bright smile. Ever since the distribution, the beginning of the school year has been the time that students look most forward to.
And I'm very thankful for this new backpack. I can use it for many things.
The busy hands never stopped. The faces always had smiles. Tzu Chi volunteers prepare boxes of fruits and vegetables for the local impoverished families and also school supplies for the children. The distribution involved the local mayor, office representatives, and other organization members. There was only one goal: to help the people that are in need.
I saw a lot of Tzu Chi volunteers make the extra efforts of making sure each family had enough food handed to them. Many times, volunteers will even go find extra boxes for some families that had a bigger need. I was really touched by their thoughtfulness.
Thank you.
In addition to the distribution of food and school supplies, there were also free haircut services. It was a one-stop shop for the new school year.
Turning our camera back to Taiwan, the Henshan Social Welfare Foundation recently helped an underprivileged family in Qinshui, Taichung clean and repair their home. To help house owner Mr. Huang, this was his first Father's Day gift. The house, which is partitioned with wooden boards into several rooms, is old and damaged. Its roof leaks whenever it rains heavily, and the paint has peeled off the walls. Henshan Social Welfare Foundation has recruited 80 young volunteers to come help the family.
All the walls need to be repainted and the windows need to be cleaned. This way the air will finally be clean and fresh.
The volunteers have teamed up to clean up the environment. Before they start to paint, they must first scrape off all the uneven paint from the walls.
We will help this family repair the leaking roof as soon as possible. In addition, we'll also help them install a water tank.
Helping this family repair their home in order to celebrate Father's Day in advance. This family relies on 65-year-old Mr. Huang to get by. Even though he is in poor health, he has to take care of his mentally challenged wife and their 6 children.
We are already lucky if we can feed and support ourselves. There's no way we can celebrate any holidays. We have so many people in this family, and 5 or 6 people are not even capable of working. It's already good enough if we can live a healthy and peaceful life.
Volunteers bought a cake to celebrate Father's Day, which moved Mr. Huang. He has never celebrated this special day before because all of his children are mentally challenged. With everyone's love and care, this family feels particularly warm on this special day. When it comes to blockchain, many people may be unaware of this technology, but it's actually the basic technology behind Bitcoin. It has risen and fallen, creating opportunities for investors. Other people even utilize specialized computers to mine for Bitcoin. Follow our reports as we learn the mystery behind this virtual currency.
To enter the traditional mining area, you must wear a helmet, but to visit this Bitcoin mining area, you only need to cover your ears. This rumbling sound is from the cooling system of these mining machines. The operators are able to tolerate it because of the tremendous benefit it brings.
I'm already operating my 3rd mining facility. In total, we have ordered and plan to run up to 600 machines.
The owner of this Bitcoin mining operation is less than 30 years old. Because the issue is sensitive, he's not willing to offer his name. He has 600 mining machines at 3 different locations and 3 mining sites. One of the mining locations currently has 142 mining machines with 138 operating. Is able to mine 0.247497 bitcoins in a 24-hour period. If the market price of 1 bitcoin is about $18,000, then this is the equivalent of 3,524 hours. If there are 142 investors, each person can earn $30 a day.
In the toilet, he put up a small steel rack and installed 6 Bitcoin mining machines, which can earn him $100 in a single day.
The temperature for these rows of mining machines has to be maintained at 26 degrees Celsius with 60% humidity. This mining area is specifically for Bitcoin. On January 3, 2009, there were only 21 million Bitcoins. Everyone who uses a Bitcoin mining system can see whose computer can calculate the fastest, solving the mathematical problems raised by the Bitcoin system. If you can gain the right to help process 10 minutes of transactions, you will be compensated, as your account will be credited.
Every 4 years, they halve the production of Bitcoin to maintain its value and keep it stable. They hope there will not be too much output value, which could cause inflation.
In order to maintain price stability, after every 210,000 blocks, Bitcoins paid for mining will be halved, which means that 50 Bitcoins were paid for a block in 2009, which will reduce to 25 in 2013 and 12.5 in 2017 and 6.25 in June 2020. This means the last Bitcoin will be mined in 2140.
Basically, we still believe these virtual currencies are much like an asset or a commodity and are considered highly speculative in nature.
In the past 9 years, 17 million Bitcoins have been mined, meaning that the miners around the globe are competing for the remaining 4 million Bitcoins. In the early days, one could solve the Bitcoin math with a simple computer, but having the remuneration every 4 years has made it more difficult to mine for Bitcoin. The marketplace has responded by introducing high-end graphics cards to manage this problem. In the second half of 2017, professional mining rigs must be used to keep up with the competition. The need for speed in resolving this problem has also increased the amount of electricity needed for mining.
The power consumption for each mining machine is between 1400 to 1600 watts. At 1400 watts, this is about 1.4 to 1.6 kilowatts per hour.
Taipower calculates 1000 watts as 1 kilowatt. If a mining machine consumes 1.6 kilowatt per hour, this is 38.4 kilowatt per day, and 600 machines would consume 23,040 kilowatts per day and over 710,000 kilowatts per month. Average household only consumes an average of 420 kilowatts per month, meaning that 600 mining machines could consume the equivalent of the monthly usage for 1,700 households.
Generally speaking, one needs a public document to apply for use as a legal facility, allowing one to get permission to utilize 380 volts of power.
According to the rates published by Taipower in 2018, the cost of electricity consumption is 4.85 NT dollars per kilowatt hour. So the electricity bill for 1 day is $3,600 US, or $11,400 US per month. Generally, there is a maintenance fee for each mining unit of $500 US, as 600 such units could earn $29,000 US per month, which, subtracting for electricity costs of $11,400 US per month, leaves one with a profit of $19,000 US per month.
If you account for 10 units, you are assigned 10 out of 90, as this is the average reduction in the output for everyone to help spread risks.
Looking at Bitcoin around the world, only Japan and France regard Bitcoin as a legal payment method, with Australia and Sweden regarding Bitcoin as a kind of currency. The number of countries that believe Bitcoin transactions are illegal are not small in number. For example, like Taiwan, many believe that the sale and purchase of Bitcoin is regarded as an asset or a commodity, and taxation is required. Bitcoin is not like the currency of a country and is only worth what one is willing to pay for it. Therefore, those who hold Bitcoin also hold the risk, as a bubble one day could lead its value to return to zero.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Lincoln, New Taipei held tea ceremonies in different communities. They hope to encourage local residents to practice environmental protection during the 7th lunar month. That's all the time we have for today. See you next time.